Hello everyone, Father Lamb here, and it's Wednesday again, Wednesday, January 18th. Yesterday in the scriptures, there was something in there with Jesus saying, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. The Sabbath is here to help us. And I was thinking, just the fact that in our country, we really don't honor the Sabbath day very much. Everything's still open. Years ago, when I was growing up, to show my age, there were stores that were closed, on Sundays. I was just in the Holy Land last fall, last September, and I was really struck by that. Of course, in Israel, where from Friday night to Saturday night, things are just shut down. If you want to get a meal, you'd have to go to like a Muslim restaurant somewhere. And there's something kind of jarring about that and shocking, but also there's something wonderful about that. Just we're not always all about work. That it's good to have a day of the Sabbath where we rest and it's restorative. But we also think about like what's really important in our lives, that God is what's important. And let's set one day aside for God, We would do well in our country to do that again. Because what happens, and I know I've said this before, is we become human doings instead of human beings. And there's a problem with that, because if you're human doing, well, that old line, if you are what you do and you don't, then you aren't. And if you and I are all about what we do and you stop doing it, then it seems like you fail to exist anymore, and that's not true. If we're all caught up in our work and then you retire, then who am I? We're not human doings, we're human beings. We are children of the Father. We're sons and daughters of God. And that's who we are, and that's a wonderful thing, and it doesn't get any better than that. And it's good for us to just have those times of step aside, not just for restorative purposes, but that's true, but also just to take a look at our lives. Where was God in my life this past week? What am I facing this next week? And bring God into it. And not only the weekly Sabbaths, but also to have daily Sabbaths, daily rest, time daily for a minute or two where you just stop in the middle of your work and you just sort of reflect for a moment. Say a little prayer, invite God into it. Where am I in my relationship with God right now? Have I forgotten God? I'm so caught up in my work. Am I getting angry, resentful? Am I really focused on living my life in the presence of God? It's a good thing to take those daily rests. You can set your watch, and have a little beeper go off or something like that. And then it goes off, every few hours. And, okay, where am I in my relationship with God? This week, let's be aware of the Sabbath rest. Do we take enough time just to step back from our work? Is it all about doing more? Let's go, let's go. That takes a toll on you. That's our culture. Let's speed up. You live more of life when you speed up. No, you don't. Sometimes we got to slow down and just realize who we already are. We are God's children. We're not human doings. We're human beings. Sons and daughters of the Father. And it doesn't get any better than that. God bless you.